What's up, TDT crew, and welcome back to the channel. Listen, if you are new here checking us out for the very first time, please go ahead and check out the video, check out what we got going on. And if you like the vibe over here, if you like what's happening, then please make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Now, Tika and I actually like true crime, y'all. This is something that we have in common. And when Netflix dropped their new documentary, The Perfect Neighbor, we thought today would be a great day to go ahead and kick off our true crime series. This is where Tika and I dive into real life cases and documentaries that got people talking, y'all. We'll keep the same TDT energy, of course, but we're just taking it beyond the screen, from fiction to facts, from drama to real life stories. So if you love our reactions already and our reviews, continue to stay tuned because we are expanding, y'all. We're expanding our content. We're talking true crime, real stories, and yes, we've got so many other surprises coming down the line as well. And y'all already know, when we talk that talk. Let's go.
Did you look to see if there was any damage to the exterior of the door itself, besides the bullet hole?
I did not see anything of significance.
Did you locate anything of significance in that trash can underneath the marker number 3?
There were 2 firearms.
I'll have the clerk read the verdict.
Verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, find as to count 1 of the charge. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the offense, the defendant personally used a firearm? Yes. So say we all, dated the 16th day of August, 2024.
Ms. Lawrence, the jury has found that you're guilty of manslaughter with a firearm. You're going to be held in custody of the Marion County Jail without bond, okay?
Talk that talk, TV, we back again.
Now, the official Netflix description says, police body cam footage reveals how a long-running neighborhood dispute turned fatal in the documentary about fear, prejudice, and stand your ground laws. Now, that's exactly what this was, y'all. This was a raw look at fear, bias, and bad decisions and how it can destroy lives. It was told mostly through 911 calls, like real 911 calls and police body cam footage. So everything you see and hear, it's real, and it feels like it just hits way too close to home, right? Now, the story is going to take place in Florida. Now, this is going to be a neighborhood where there are tons of kids running around and playing. They're outside in the field, like between homes. And this is just normal stuff, right? Except for there's one neighbor, Susan. Susan, she didn't like it, y'all. She was constantly calling the police about the noise and the kids being too close to her yard. Like, the kids weren't even on her property per se. And I would like to point out that this was a rental. They were on the neighbor's land where they had permission to play, right? It's just this little field. Over time, Susan kind of became known as the person who would call the cops over every single little thing. Now, one of the mothers, Owens, finally had enough. She had multiple run-ins with Susan, the usual back and forth over kids, accusations, name calling, all the things. And it just feels like tension just kept building and building and building up. And then one night, everything seemed to boil over. There was a confrontation, right? There was a confrontation, and reports say that Susan took the child's tablet. She threw a pair of skates. And this led to AJ going to knock on her door to get the tablet back or to find out what was going on, right? Moments later, you're going to hear that Susan has fired a gun through her locked door, hitting AJ, right? Now, according to police report, and according to the timestamps, it says that Susan called the police and they told her to stay in the house and that they were on the way, that they had dispatched someone out there, right? And within 2 minutes, she had fired that shot that hit AJ. I don't know where the skates and all of these things that led to all of this. I honestly got so caught up in how quickly we escalated to grabbing a gun and shooting through a closed door that I kind of just forgot. Everything else just felt kind of inconsequential. Like, it didn't feel like any of those other things matter because this person was on this side of the door and this person was on the other side of the door. Now, I don't want to take anyone's feelings away from how they felt or what they perceived their fear level was. Because I felt, for me, just watching this through the eyes of the body cam footage, it felt like she was more angry than scared. It felt like she was mad and she was just fed up and was like, this is it. But again, I don't know her feelings. I can't account for her feelings or any of that. What we do know is that a woman lost her life and that these 4 children are forever going to be changed. We also have these children who are going to feel guilty and feel like it is their fault that their mom is no longer there because he left his tablet over there, because, you know, this situation transpired because they went back and told their mom. Like, there are going to be so many different feelings, and those are really the only feelings that I was caught up in as I was looking at this documentary, right? Now, guys, typically I will try to remain pretty impartial and non-biased whenever I'm presenting these type of true crime things, ones that are he said, she said type of things. This person said this or that person said that, or from this perspective and that perspective. However, for this particular one, it just hit so close to home with, you know, this being a mom and she was unarmed and she's leaving these 4 kids behind, that I did have to give you guys my opinion. So, you know, there's that. But I do just want to talk about the fact that Susan did claim that she was acting in self-defense, saying she was in fear for her life, that AJ was banging on her door so hard that it shook the entire house. Now, body cam footage and call timelines show police were already on the way and had told Susan to stay inside. Now, 2 minutes later, she pulled the trigger. Fast forward to the trial, Susan says Susan was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 25 years in prison. And honestly, watching her act like she didn't expect to be arrested was wild. She really thought that she was walking out of that house, y'all. She thought that nothing was going to go down. When the police told her, like, look, we got to take you in, she didn't even want to go. She was like, she just didn't think this was happening. And even watching her in the courtroom, it didn't feel like she had much remorse either. It didn't feel like someone who was sorry. I won't pretend to know what her feelings are. I am just simply stating what I felt as someone looking at it from the outside. It felt like she was like, whatever, you know, it is what it is. It didn't feel like someone who was sorrowful or felt bad for what they did. So I don't know, y'all. Like I said, this one right here is one of those documentaries that kind of hits hard because it has so many different layers to it. I think the stand your ground law has been one of those things that has been debated for quite some time now, especially about how, you know, the shakiness of how it affects different groups, you know, and different ethnicities and things like that, and who it works for and who it doesn't works for. I feel like that has been an ongoing debate for a very, very long time. But in this particular case right here, a woman lost her life. She was unarmed. She was standing behind a door. And at the end of the day, she'll never get to see her kids grow up. She'll never get to see her daughter get married. She doesn't get to see any of those things, and the kids don't get to experience any of that as well. All I can say is that if you move into a neighborhood where there are children are going to do children things. They are going to laugh, they're going to play, they're going to run, they're going to jump, they're going to scream, they're going to do all the things that kids should be doing. We'd much rather see kids do those type of things than to be doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And I'll even go this far as to say that I am pretty sure that as a kid, we probably all did mischievous things. After seeing that lady get so riled up, it wouldn't shock me if the kids did say little things or did talk back to her, because that's what some kids do, you know, especially when mom and dad are not around. They may be a little mischievous, but it's up to us as adults to be able to understand and recognize that kids are kids at the end of the day. And none of this would be happening had we not taking it so far as to not wanting the kids to play and or scream and or yell and or do all the things. So I do truly hope that Susan has some remorse, but honestly, guys, I don't know. It didn't look like she had any remorse about this lady losing her life. I won't even talk about the letter that she wrote. I'll just leave that there. But anyway, y'all, please, if you like this video, please make sure to go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you are into true crimes as well, please make sure that you leave me a comment down below and tell me what true crime stories you're interested in seeing. Not only are we going to be doing anything that's coming out, like as far as documentaries or movies or things like that, we will also go back and do other things. If you have suggestions or if there's something that you'd like for us to discuss, then please, by all means, let us know, guys. Anyway, y'all, what did y'all think about The Perfect Neighbor? Did it change how you look at neighborhood disputes or stand your ground laws? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more true crime docuseries or breakdowns like this. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.